Have you lived through wars in your lifetime in the past? Maybe during your childhood or when you were younger, or maybe your parents or grandparents, they lived in the war zone and they know what real struggle is when you don't have electricity, you don't have water, you have certain days or certain hours of the day where you get water and electricity, and you have to hassle and have enough water for the week just to get by. So nowadays everybody thinks this is a crisis timing, but if you live through war times, or if you are from a different country and you live through a war zone, you've been trained automatically to survive and you don't even know it, because I did live in a war zone back in the old country, and we used to have water on certain days and electricity certain days where we had to do the laundry when we had to, and we used to put water in gallons of those jugs of gallons, drinking water and water just to wash up and do things. So we used to manage to survive because there was conflict between two countries or two parties or different parties. There used to be always a conflict about something, and we used to be caught in the middle. We are the innocent people. We used to be hiding from the war zone just to be in a safe area. So no matter what we used to do, we used to run away from the bad area so that we don't hit by a stray bullet or some explosives, some explosions. So we used to run away to the mountains where people used to live, with like a country. So there was not much going on there because nobody wants to go, start a war in where the cattle is. So it used to always happen in the capital, in town, in where the businesses were, where the tourists used to go. So they used to mess up the whole economy and the business, especially in the summertime where the tourist wants to come and enjoy the beach and the nice weather in the old country. So I lived through wars, and if you know your parents, your grandparents, they lived in countries where there was always a conflict. So if you're living in these times in 2026, you are able to survive it because everything now you have is modernized and it's so easy with the technology, but you don't realize it if you were born, in your 90s, or the newer generation. They don't realize that, if they miss a package from Amazon or it get delivered and a few hours late, they'll be like so miserable, and it ruined their day and everything else. But if you lived in hard times, you know what it's like just to have the basic needs: shelter, food, and water to shower and eat and survive. And we used to just hang around with the neighbors, playing cards and talking to each other and laughing. It used to be more support system. Unlike now, everybody's so distant. Nobody trusts nobody no more. They look at you like if you're a criminal. And you move into a neighborhood and everybody starts watching you. I mean, you have to be careful, but I mean, at the same time, everybody is like so cold and distant. And yeah, back in the day, people used to gather together and they used to support each other and used to laugh. And we used to have one or two channels and it used to be blurry. And especially when the weather was bad, you had to go up into the attic, I mean, into the roof of the building and play with the antenna until you have it straight, especially when it used to be storm and thunderstorms. But now you got so many channels, people are so spoiled. They're like, oh, it's so boring. They can find nothing to do. And there's so many things to do, and they can't find nothing else to do. we didn't even have parks because the parks were like in town, and it used to be like bombing, and they destroyed the lights and all the landscaping, the trees, and everything. It used to be so broken. All the statues were on the old country in the war zone. So I learned how to survive, and I didn't even know it. It's like I went to training in my childhood, and now I realize I can survive now. I'm able to survive. I mean, if I live with this just food and the electricity and water, I'm okay because these are my basic needs. I don't even think I need so much clothes, and I need so many things that people buy so much extra, and then they get rid of it and they got more and more. So much stuff they just want and want, and you don't even need it. You're just benefiting the businesses out there. You're just making them rich while you go poor, and then you realize, how am I gonna how am I gonna pay my bills? And then you put it on your credit card, and then the credit card, they start charging you, and then you wanna, like, it's like constant. It's like going like in that hamster wheel. You just gonna keep going, keep putting, keeping up with the others. Like, how is it my other friend does this, now I gotta do this to be in the same level? So for them, this is like, for this generation, is it's like competition. It's like more like, it's not a survival for them. This is like almost like a competition land we're living at. But way back in the day, it used to be survival, and basic needs was more than enough. When you have enough, then that was, you're like doing so well. You just don't need more. And everything was small and easier to manage. Now everything's so huge, and is you have to have it, and because they advertise, and you watch the advertisement constantly over and over again, you're being bombarded with these advertisements. You feel better, you get better, you get there sooner. In the meantime, you're going broke, and you're charging your credit cards, you're falling behind, and you can't get ahead, and you want to work more. And you know um, I say you should go back, watch movies from the 1950s, and go back, watch those old movies and documentaries if you want to know how what's important, what's the basic necessity of life, what's the meaning of having the basic needs, and just be happy with it. You don't need the extra. Everything you spend extra, you're going to feel sorry because you put so much time and so much effort and so much sacrifice, and you sacrificed everything you could have that you need, and you went and bought something, like, to fantasize, to show off about it, something you don't really need, but it's like it's just giving you no purpose. It's just something artificial. But anyhow, I wanted to share this with you. The most important thing in life is for you to have your health. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you have the biggest house, the biggest car, lots of money, colorful things to wear. You don't need that if your health is not. If you're laying half sick, like, not doing well, that's not even gonna matter. So your health, your basic needs, and everything that you need, shelter, food, and oxygen to breathe, these are the most important thing. As long as you feel good about yourself, these are the most important thing. Everything else don't matter. You should go watch the documentaries from the past, and you know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to share this with you. I hope this brings some meaning to your life. And well, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and if you know anybody who lived through survival mode in the past and now they find it easier to manage, or somewhat they know what is survival is about. Well, this is what I have for you today. Please put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.